Yeah, so they did remind me a little of Steven Wilson in the melodic sense, and is a couple of comments, I guess. The bass player, I didn't realize till halfway through the song he's wearing headphones. He must be uncomfortable with having those in-ear monitors because that seems to be the standard of the industry. But he ended up looking like that guy in Empire Strikes Back who's Lando Calrissian's assistant. Because he's a bass player, he's bald. You immediately think of Tony Levin as well. Anyways, this is just the way the progressive rockers' minds think, I guess. This band sounds to me like they are more... as far as rock, I'd be surprised. This is my first song I've heard from them, but I'd be surprised if I turn on the next song and it's like Haken and like really, really, the American metal super saturated sound, because a lot of prog metal bands use that sound. To me, this Pineapple Thief sounds a little bit more like a throwback to the more I don't know. I guess you could say more conservative hard rock kind of sound. They're not really. In fact, that song was not really hard rock at all. It's definitely a more sort of softer rock, like Alan Parsons Project, like a lot of the music out of the 80s or 70s even. The singer was playing the guitar and he was playing this these two notes together, and it had a nice feel to it. Hold on. It's interesting how something that's very simple can be so foundational to a song, though. That was very a strong element in the song there. The drumming, very clean drummer. I like how his playing. I'm guessing that's Gavin. See, he's singing. He's going, oh, but everyone else is on this note here. Oh. That's really fun how he floats up there, sort of soaring. And then, again, it kind of settles down into, I don't know, it's just kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I also like that part. It sort of reminds me Egyptian. It has kind of an Egyptian feel to it. Also, I like the bass player. He's, doing, which is probably my favorite way to listen to bass. I love Chris Squire so much. He's playing pick, and he made pick playing just sound fantastic. But also, I like the two-finger approach. Because there's a real tightness that you can get with playing two-finger bass. Although Geddy Lee plays one finger apparently, but he doesn't quite get in. Yeah, Geddy Lee has a different style. He wouldn't be so much comparable to this player with the two-finger technique. I don't know if it's just a jazz feel or whatever. And I think Geddy Lee is much less of a jazz influenced bass player, I would say, than he's more in the category of Chris Squire. You don't really think of these bass players as jazzy at all so much, or much less anyways, whereas the bass player in this song we just watched, to me he's much more jazzy influenced. Yeah, and the first solo by guitarist reminded me a lot of Alan Holdsworth in tone and in the style he played, but then after that he actually kind of departed from that, and he kind of was playing something which was more distinctly, I guess, unique to himself. And I don't know this guitarist very well, but I really enjoyed the solo, the main solo he did when he got into doing. What would that be? What would you call that? Leave a comment below. To me, it's sort of like it's Middle Eastern in a way. He's a little like me, actually, as a guitarist. I like to shred once in a while, but shredding is really just the exception. I usually go for the melody, go for basically inventing an alternate melody to the song, because it's still following the same melody as the vocalist and everything, but you're kind of exploring a totally different melodic feel and everything outside of what's already been done in the song, which is really sort of the trick. That's what it's all about. Cool, interesting band. This is kind of not what I expected. It was a little more toward like Steven Wilson kind of category of sort of pop. There's a sort of pop rock feel to it. It's very produced to me to sound a lot like pop rock, but it's of course prog rock. So it's sort of a combination of prog rock, pop rock, and that's cool. I like that. In the 80s, that really happened a lot. So thanks to everybody who's supporting the channel, and thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and consider being a Patreon. Spiraling Out, it's Dean. Talk to you all later. Bye.